The question is, does the attraction return after your avoidant attached partner walks out of the relationship, or if they have broken up with you? Does the attraction come back after a few weeks, a few months, or even years? Welcome to another episode of The Heart of the Matter, and today we are looking at that question. Does the attraction return? Yes, it does. At some point, it will come back. And what does that really look like? You see, what happens with someone who's got an avoidant attachment style is that they get into the relationship and the relationship may feel a little too intense for them. What does intense mean? It means that something is happening in the relationship where they feel like they need to show up a particular way. And the way they're showing up right now, they believe that it may be inadequate for their partner. They start to fear that if it is inadequate for their partner, then their partner may start to reject them or abandon them. And we want to remember that for someone who's got an avoidant attachment style, rejection and abandonment can provoke childhood wounds that are incredibly painful. So staying away from you, pulling back, is not to push you away. It is so that they can feel in control of their emotions. They're just trying to protect themselves. Now, when the relationship starts to become too intense, it starts to become too overwhelming for them, they start to pull away, which is when their anxious attached or secure attached partner may come in and ask, like, what's going on here? Now, for the avoidant attached person, that can be a very overwhelming question because now they have to find a response. And what if, just what if, that response is not exactly what you're looking for? What if they say something that you don't want to hear and then they get into trouble for that? Then they have to feel that rejection. They have to be afraid that you're going to walk out on them. So what they do is they retreat even further or way back. They back away from the relationship because now they don't want to say anything. They're not ready to speak up. And a lot of times what happens is they become so overwhelmed that they say, I can't do this anymore. I'm out of here. I don't want this anymore. I don't want to be in this relationship, which can be also very confusing for their partner because what does that really mean? Does it mean you're breaking up with me? Are you saying that the situation, the discomfort that we're feeling right now is not what you're looking for? So it becomes a bit of a mess and they may pull away. In some cases, they end a relationship. And what does that mean? Would the attraction ever come back? Now, if you've followed me on social media, if you've listened to my YouTube videos, if you've listened to the podcast, I often say that it is incredibly important for us to have boundaries as well as our empathy. Yes, we want to empathize. Yes, we want to know that we all struggle from time to time. Most of us have had childhood wounds that in our 30s and 40s and 50s, 60s, you get the point. We're working through our childhood wounds. We want to empathize with that, but we also want to be able to stand in our power so that we could set boundaries for ourselves. We want to know what our worth is, what our value is, what do we bring to relationships, and make sure that we're saying that, you know what, this is what I deserve and I'm not going to settle for anything less. So while I can empathize with you and your struggles, this is what I need. And we have to come from a place of certainty where we're not afraid to speak up. When we do that, our partner will know that, all right, at any given time, we will communicate how we feel. And that allows people to feel safe because they know where you're coming from. Now, when your avoidant attached partner pulls away, we don't have to rush in to ask questions right now. You have to be certain and know that you are a prize in the relationship. You are deserving of love and affection. And when this person takes their space, when your avoidant attached partner takes their space and they can have the time to process their emotions and be able to recognize what you bring to the relationship, they will come back. Now, how long can that take? Well, we want to remember that those with an avoidant attachment style do a few things when they're deactivating. They get distracted. They may bury themselves in work or family or friends. They get distracted for a period of time. They're also very excited about the freedom that they get at the beginning of the relationship. They're no longer feeling overwhelmed with the obligation to show up in committed relationships as they are expected. So for the first few weeks, they are going to be excited about the space. And after a while, they start to come down from that high and they start to process their emotions. They start to think and reminisce on the past with. I'm sorry, I was rudely interrupted, so this is going to be a stitch. As I was saying earlier, what's going to happen is that at some point, they are going to reach out. And at this point, what you want to be able to do is to make sure that you're now in a position that you make a decision on how you want to move forward in your life. You notice I've said a lot of yous here because this all starts with you. When you decide what works for you, then you get to choose who comes into your life. And a beautiful, beautiful thing happens. People start to recognize your worth. They start to recognize your worth through your eyes. If you are seeing that you are a person who is worthy and deserving of respect and affection, adoration, and love, just as you are willing to give it to the next person, then they want to be in your energy. And they can also trust you because they know that you are going to speak up. There's nothing hidden in you. There is no agenda. There's no manipulation because you are certain of what you deserve and you're going to ask for it. And that kind of power is incredibly attractive to anyone. I hope this answered the question for you. If you've got any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. You could find me on my website, annalisabahadur.com, or across any social media platform by just looking for Annalisa Bahadur. Until the next episode, this has been Heart of the Matter.